I really hope you guys enjoy this one. This is what 12 hours of lobster fishing at sea looks like. As soon as the sun came up this morning, we headed straight to the lobster cages. Our first stop was a long way out to sea. So once we get there, we start pulling up all these cages that have been down for about 8 days. The longer we leave them down, the more lobsters we catch. But the other thing that happens is they tend to grow bigger because they've had more time to feed. With our traps now starting to come up, we knew we were going to have a pretty good day because the water has been so warm lately. All of the bait that's been in the traps since we last pulled them has been eaten by the lobsters. And when they eat all their bait, it makes them a lot easier to catch. After a few more traps, we have a limit already, and we still have plenty of daylight left. So we decided to go a little further out to sea to another area where we dropped more traps a week ago. After making our way through all the lobster cages, we start bringing them up and we already see some nice keepers coming out of the traps. Once we got closer to shore, we knew we were going to have a pretty decent haul because the amount of bait that was left in these traps was minimal. That means two things. One, we caught most of our limit today, and two, the lobsters must have fed well in this warm water. We head back to the first area where we started fishing because we know there's still some lobsters left in those traps from a week ago. And even though we already have our limit, we're going to keep pulling traps just in case we find any more big ones. After hauling in all the remaining traps, we head back to the dock. It was another good day on the water. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see another lobster fish. Years to catch a giant bluefin tuna, it finally let me take him home. This is how our day of trolling and casting for bluefin tuna went. We decided to start off the day by trolling because the water is so warm right now. Most of the tuna are on the surface, but after a few hours with nothing to show for it, we switched gears and started casting. Now that's when the action started to pick up. A few fish later, we had a double header. Now with the boat running, one of the tunas takes off, but not without a fight. After a few minutes, we get him alongside the boat and into the cooler. Then just when we thought we were done, another massive tuna comes to the surface. We spend a few minutes trying to get him in the boat, but he kept shaking his head and tailing us. Finally, my brother gets back on the rod and sets the hook again. After an epic battle, we get the tuna in close enough to grab onto the leader and pull him over the gunnel. What a day. A huge thank you to my friends for helping me finally accomplish this goal. Let me know in the comments if you want to see another bluefin tuna fishing video. Thanks to my supporters for making these videos possible. If you'd like to support, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you next time. It's been a while since we've done a sword fishing video, so this is what a 12-hour day of sword fishing looks like. Once the sun starts to come up, we make our way out to sea to start looking for some fish. We troll around until we find a school, and then we start dropping lines. It didn't take long for someone to get bit. As soon as he feels a bite, he winds the line in as fast as he can. After a few minutes, we get the fish up close to the boat. The whole crew jumps into action. Someone grabs the gaff, someone else grabs the knife, and someone's in the back taking videos. This is why we use a lifting line to get the swordfish out of the water. The crew works as a well-oiled machine to get the fish in the boat. The rest of the day, we continue to look for schools of fish to drop lines on. We don't have much luck finding them, but we do manage to put a few more fish in the boat. These swords are full of surprises. Every time you think you might have the biggest one in the boat, someone else pulls up an even bigger one. The captain decides to take us to a new spot that we've never fished before. And luckily, we find some fish here as well. We stay here for the rest of the day, catching a bunch of nice fish. As the sun starts to set, we head back to the dock. It was a great day on the water. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see another sword fishing video. Thanks to my supporters for making these videos possible. If you'd like to support, check the links in the description below. We'll see you next time. I really hope you guys enjoy this one. We haven't done a lobster fishing video in a while, so here we go. This is what a 12-hour day of lobster fishing looks like. As soon as the sun starts to come up, we make our way out to sea to start fishing. As soon as we get to our first cage, we start pulling it up. This is our first one in a while. We need to make sure everything is working properly. After checking the cage, we start dropping it back down and fill it with bait. We do this for every single cage that we have in the water. The conditions are abnormally good today, so we're moving from cage to cage as fast as we can. By mid-morning, we have a good amount of traps in the water and we decide to take a break and head back to the dock to sort through the lobsters that we have. So far, we have a small amount of keepers and a medium-sized amount of throwbacks. We need to put all the lobsters back in the ocean that aren't big enough. With the traps cleaned out, we head back to the docks, where we put the cages back in the water. After doing this for the rest of the day, we call it quits and head back to shore. We're exhausted but satisfied after a full day of work. Here's what a 12-hour day of sword fishing looks like. We head out to sea as soon as the sky starts to lighten up. Once we get out to our fishing grounds, we start to troll around to try and find some fish. After a few minutes of trolling, we finally find a school of fish. So we start dropping lines and then the rods start to bend. The first fish comes up to the surface and puts on quite the show. We do our best to try and land it, but it gets away from us and dives back down. We get the line back in the water and drop another line in for good measure. Not long after, we feel another bite, and this one sticks. We start reeling in the swordfish, and this one is definitely a monster. I can't believe how big it is. We need to weigh the fish, so we bring it over to the scale. After taking some quick measurements, we get the fish off the scale and back into the water. We let him go because he's too small, and we don't want to waste this perfectly good fish. The rest of the day, we continue to troll around and drop lines, and we manage to catch a few more nice fish. As the sun starts to set, we call it quits and head back to shore. It was another great day on the water. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see another sword fishing video. Ever since I can remember, I've loved spending time on the ocean, whether it be fishing or just being on my boat, which, by the way, I named her Too Tight. So what you can expect to see here is sword fishing, lobster fishing, tuna fishing, anything to do with the ocean, anything to do with fishing, basically anything to do with being on the water. You will also see some vlogs. And if you're a fan of cooking, you're in luck because we love to do some of that as well. Really hope you guys enjoy these videos, and I hope you learn something from them. If you have any questions about any of the stuff that we do here, please let me know in the comments. And if you guys like this stuff, please follow for more content. And now, without further ado, let's go catch a fish.